Hi, well in this video we will focus on one of the most important parts of the multi-server installation, and that's the replication process and the reporting. As always with any other product video, I would like to start with a little example. So imagine yourself as an administrator who has to manage the whole fleet of print servers in a large organization. This tool, which we are talking about, is for you to be able to collect all the data from all these sites and then create a report your management needs to be able to decide about the expenses and about the whole system. So what this does, it just collects the data and lets you create your own reports, which you can then present to your management. The next part of this presentation will be an explanation of how does this work. So as you can see, again, we've got here the central server and the print servers, which are represented by the examples of Prague, London, and New York. Important for you now is to understand that there are actually two levels of reporting, the central level and the local level. And we will of course start first with the first instance, which is the local level. And that's not to think that every single print server can create the report locally. Now, of course, that report is limited only to the data stored on that very site, but the same way as the central server, each print server has its own scheduler, which allow you not only to generate the report, but also to send it to your email or folder based on the scheduled task. The next level is then the central one, because this is a solution for a big organization with multiple sites. There has to be the central level. And there's one of the processes coming into place, and that's the replication. The replication is a process that automatically collects all the data from each individual site based on a scheduled task. Now, it will actually collect two types of data. The first one are just the statistics for all the reports. The second level is then about the status of your machines. There's only a little limitation which you have to bear in mind, and that's that all these things about the status of machines and their total levels are just information from the moment of the last replication. So it's up to you, how often it will be replicated, and more often it's done, more actual data you will have. Now, when it comes to the replication, once this process is finished, there are two ways how to extract the data and to create your own reports. The first one is the same like for any other MyQ server using the MyQ reporting engine. Basically, you can just select one of the templates that's been prepared for you, modify it, and then schedule it. Based on that schedule, the system will automatically send it to your email or folder. If you are interested in more details about the way the reporting engine works, I would definitely recommend you to watch the related video. Now, like I said, this is just only one part. The second part of the reporting is the integration of the Power BI. Means that there is a connector through which you can use your Microsoft Power BI, export the data, and create a specific reports in a case our engine cannot do the reports you need or you need some specific design. So that will be it. Let's just quickly summarize all the things I spoke about. So what are the important points you should know? There are two levels of reporting. The first one is the local one on the site server, where each site server can automatically create the reports locally, but only using the data of that particular site. The second level is then the centralized on the central server, but of course that's dependent on the replication process. So to get the most recent valid data, the replication process must be set so everything is reported to the database of the central server. Like I said, the replication is a scheduled task, so before you generate a report, you have to make sure that everything has been successfully replicated into the database. Of course, that can be scheduled, so all the processes can be set, and you definitely can be sure that you've got the latest data. Last thing about the central server is that it also supports the MS Power BI, and that way you can create your own reports with your own data for a case that the MyQ engine does not support the look of the report you actually need for your management. There are a few more things you really should know, and that's the device status, which is also done through the replication, might not be precise because what the central server is showing is the information from the time of the last run of the replication. And the Power BI, which I've already mentioned, is only supported by the central server. It's not available on the site. Now, there are a few more topics I would definitely recommend you to watch, and that's the reporting engine of MyQ and BI tools integration. Two videos where I'm explaining the two different ways of reporting. So thank you for watching, and let's see each other at another MyQ related video.